Hey, we've been very critical of Dr. Phil, talk show host Dr. Phil McGraw, and he rarely says things that really make me think he knows what he's talking about. We've talked about how he hasn't actually been a licensed counselor for a long time, although he does play one on television. He went on Fox News and he schooled Fox News, Lewis, about the realities of the American dream and everybody has the same chance to succeed and blah, 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 blah. You know that thing, Lewis, that they do on Fox News. He went on there and he just said, no, you guys don't really know what you're talking about. I'm going to play this for you. They were trying to argue on Fox News that everybody has the same chance of success. Everybody is in the same circumstances around the country, and success merely depends on how much you want to succeed. And Dr. Phil McGraw astutely asserting, no, that's not the case. Let's watch.
Legitimately are upset. There's all kinds of people out there.
Dr. Phil, you usually deal with one-on-one. You know, you're dealing with here in a family one-on-one. When you look at this is like the fourth major inner city uprising. And we keep saying, where's the character? Where are the parents? Where's the opportunity? Where are the role models? How long are we going to keep saying, where are they? And what can be done to change this? Because those kids have the same potential as your kids and our kids.
Well, I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure they may have the same potential, but I'm not sure they have the same opportunities. Because the fact is the school system is not necessarily the same. The resources are not necessarily the same. The leadership that they have from the parents because of the generational pass-throughs are not the same. There's no question that they have a steep hill and a tough row to hoe. But it's not going to get better because you're out there cutting fire hoses that are trying to stop fires, burning down businesses that are family-owned in their own community.
What Phil McGraw says here, what Dr. Phil says, is factually undeniable. In addition to issues of schools being different in different parts of the country, in addition to issues of class, in addition to issues of leadership, and as he points out, generational pass-throughs, we know from countless studies that class mobility basically doesn't exist. Before you email me saying, David, look at all of these athletes who have done really well. Look at all of these anecdotal instances of poor people who are now uber rich. Let's talk about broad strokes and the community as a whole. Statistically, if you're born into poverty, you are not very likely to get out of poverty. And if you're born very rich, you're very likely to continue being very rich. Class mobility and the caricature of the American dream, more or less, are not something we can count on in the U.S. anymore. And I applaud Dr. Phil telling it absolutely like it is.
He is speaking the truth here. Of course, you can find thousands of examples of upward mobility and people hitting it big. But, I'll find you millions and millions of examples of the contrary.
Dr. Phil was escorted out by security. He will not be back on Fox News. No, I'm kidding. We don't know that. But I love it when someone goes on Fox News and for whatever reason, they expect the conversation to go in a certain way. And then all of a sudden you've got a truth teller like Dr. Phil who says, actually, this is the reality. And sometimes it seems like they're so unprepared for the guests not agreeing that they seem almost like a bomb went off and they're just stunned like, what just happened? And they don't even know what to say.
Yeah, but I think they're always caught off guard when this happens and they never really respond in the way a journalist would. But I think when guests disagree with the Fox News hosts, they're being too cordial, they're being too nice, they're framing it in a very nice way. Well, like, oh, I'm not sure I agree with that. They need to come out and say, no, you're wrong. You have no idea what you're talking about. And, make the viewers understand.
Yeah, the few guests that have done that have actually not been invited back, and their mics were cut half the time as well. So we know that Fox does not like that. But I agree with you. I would love to see more of it. Tomorrow, biggest announcement in the history of the David Pakman Show. So far, we have ruled out. Lewis and I are not announcing our homosexuality. We are not in a relationship with each other. Lewis has not accidentally had a kid, and the announcement is not that things worked out and he loves the kid, as lovely as and heartwarming as that may be. The announcement is not that we're joining TYT Network, as someone suggested. We were actually we were the first channel to join TYT Network years ago, but we've since gone off on our own to build our brand independently. I'm trying to think what other suggestions there were or predictions. Those are the only ones I remember. It is none of those things, but you will only have to wait until tomorrow, the Friday show. The first segment tomorrow is all about the big announcement